Obviously Disney had their earnings release not too long ago. They've had their calls, and a lot of people have been discussing this. And at least for this recent quarter, it does not appear, and that recent quarter ended on September 27, 2025. According to their own earnings, if we're all reading this correctly, they're not making money on these movies. There's a couple of things that I have here that I want to. You're going to be able to look it up yourself if you want to. In fact, I'll just pull this up. They do have that earnings release there at the Walt Disney Company, the report there, if you want to go check it out. But I'm not going to bore you with everything. I'm just going to give you some of the highlights here, okay? So according to this release, they saw its entertainment segment, which includes its theatrical films, saw a quarter four operating income drop to 691 million from basically 1.06 billion a year compared to the previous year. So that's a 35% drop. Within that, content sales, licensing, and other sub segment, which includes theatrical distribution. That includes theatrical distribution. Reported an operating loss of $52 million for the quarter compared to the $316 million profit a year earlier. So this quarter, they lost money on the movies. Now, I want to be totally fair. Disney as a whole, however, is profitable. Okay, so do not take this for me saying like Disney, because they have such a diverse portfolio and all the different things they're involved in. They have their parks and everything. Just because they don't make money one place doesn't mean if you consider all of their revenue streams that they're not making any money. No, as of now, Disney is still profitable. They reported, which is insane, a net income of 12.4 billion and the revenue is up 3%. So they're making bank. It's just not on the movies. Okay? Which makes this whole conversation very interesting here. I think Hollywood, and we talked about this on Ripping the Silverback. My position on this is this. I think Hollywood's dead. I think Hollywood, as you knew it before, because this is not just a Disney problem, is dead and it'll never return. I want people to look at it like this, okay? Obviously, it was already alarming when people saw that video games became the number one entertainment platform, or I guess if that's what you want to call it, the number one entertainment subculture. It's not Hollywood. It's not making movies in the West. It's not. And it's a problem that they can't really resolve because of where culture is right now and the direction that it's going really doesn't help them out. Let's start here. Hollywood, obviously the individual, the front-facing people, actors, actresses, directors even, lost their mystique. It's completely gone. Social media, I keep saying it, social media killed the star. They killed it. It just, there's no mystique there. We know everything about their opinions. Everything's so uber connected. You see it everywhere you go. You look at it, you see it like it's in for example, you got it on social media, Instagram. They're posting all the damn time. You have a mini computer in your phone. You want to get their opinions. They're giving it to you outright. Some of them are opinions that you may not be in favor of. The mystique is completely gone, and that cat is out the bag. There's no returning to that. Some people like it, other people don't. Some people have found that maybe the people that they have been supporting them don't like them at all. You cannot put that back in the box. On the other hand, how people, and this is the part that people sleep on, how people consume media has fundamentally changed. It's so digitized. People have got accustomed to streaming. People have got accustomed to, instead of going to the cinema, it's not an experience anymore. Guys, and this may freak you out. I was thinking about this with my kid. My kid is going to grow up in this era where that's not the experience. When I was coming up, and maybe my generation, I'm only 35, my generation may have been one of the last ones, maybe one of the last ones where that was the thing we just did. When you were even a teenager or whatever, hey, there was a time period where you didn't even know what was playing that weekend. Sure, you had your movies that you would go watch, but oftentimes it was just, hey, what's on at the cinema? I have no idea, but we're just going to go there. It's Saturday night. Let's just head there and we'll just pick a movie to watch. That was our experience growing up. That is not the experience of these newer generations. They have easy access to everything. They have YouTube. They have all these streaming of different various platforms. They can get it right in their bedrooms, right on their phones, right on their tablets. And they're growing up like that. So when they become adults, that's their experience, right? And that's just how it's going to be. And so they have all these other options that are beyond simply like streamers being a thing is I think what people don't understand. They sleep on that. I look at it in my own life. The last movie I saw was like Black Widow. And I'm not like dying to falling over other people to go see another movie. I just like whatever. Why? Because what's done it for me as far as when I need to be entertained, I have other things to do. Sure, I'm a little busier these days, but I got streamers on. When I'm working, I got ads on or whatever, and I'm perfectly content with that. Watching them play some video games or some shit like that. I'm good with that. That is my entertainment. I don't need to go to the cinema. And there's other people that do that as well. There's an entire generation of people where that was all they did. They grew up like that. So because of that, I think that these days of just seeing the cinema, and obviously just how much money it costs to go there and everything, yeah, that attributes to it. But even if they were somehow able to get the price down, and the only way they would get the price down would be getting the volume up, and they can't get the volume up because they can't put that back in the box. It's over. Sure. People are going to go see movies, and there will be outliers. But like October being like one of the worst box off performance, like October's in like 25 years, you're going to see a bunch of months continue to break that record, right? For the worst month in X amount of years, just because that's the time that we live in. People aren't watching movies anymore, and you have an entire generation where that's just not a thing that they need to do in order to be entertained. It's not just a Disney problem. It's not. And I think people are kidding themselves. They're like, well, they can get back on track if they... No, it's a different era, man. Will you see movies that see success? Yes. They're probably not going to be these $1.5 billion movies, though. They're not going to be these movies with budgets in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The uber profitable movie that they spent maybe $4 million on or something like that ended up being a $95 million success or something like that. I think that's how it's going to look like going forward. There's nothing wrong with that. Make no mistake. But I think this just crazy big box office blockbuster after those days are over with. The entertainment mediums have just changed, and how people consume media has fundamentally changed. And we got to get used to it. Everybody's adjusting to it. Everybody.